Will the housing market crash in 2020? Good news, forbearance numbers are lower than expected. Originally, some industry analysts were concerned that the mortgage forbearance program, which allows families to delay payments to a later date, could lead to an increase in foreclosures when forbearance ends. Some even worried that we might relive the 2006-2008 housing crash all over again. Once you examine the data, however, that seems unlikely. As reported by Odetta Akishi, Deputy Chief Economist of First American, despite the federal foreclosure moratorium, there were fears that up to 30% of homeowners would require forbearance, ultimately leading to a foreclosure tsunami. Forbearance did not hit 30%, but rather peaked at 8.6% and has been steadily falling since. According to the most current data from Black Knight, the percentage of homes in forbearance has fallen to 7.4%. The report also gives a decrease in raw numbers. The overall trend of incremental improvement in the number of mortgages in active forbearance continues. According to the latest data from Black Knight's McDash Flash Forbearance Tracker, the number of mortgages in active forbearance fell by another 71,000 over the last week and a half, pushing the total number under 4 million for the first time since early May. See the graph to show the decline in forbearances over the last several months. The report explains that across the board, overall forbearance activity fell with 10% fewer new forbearance requests and nearly 40% fewer renewals. What about potential foreclosures when forbearance ends? That's a good question. Kushi also addresses this question. There are two main reasons why this crisis is unlikely to produce a wave of foreclosures similar to the 2008 recession. First, the housing market is in such a much stronger position compared with a decade ago, accompanied by more rigorous lending standards. The housing debt-to-income ratio is at a 4-decade low, and housing equity near a 3-decade high. Indeed, thus far, MBA data indicates that the majority of homeowners who took advantage of the forbearance programs are either staying current on their mortgage or paying off the loan through a home sale or refinance. Second, the service sector-driven recession is disappropriately impacting renters. There is one potential challenge. Today, the options available to homeowners will prevent a large spike in foreclosures. That's good not just for those families impacted, but for the overall housing market. A recent study by Fannie Mae, however, reveals that Americans are not aware of the options they have. It's imperative for potentially impacted families to better understand the mortgage relief programs available to them for their personal housing situation and for the overall real estate market. Bottom line is, if Americans fully understand their options and make good choices regarding those options, the current economic slowdown does not need to lead in mass foreclosures. Message us today if you want to find out what those options are and how they can help you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.